Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match of my own.
Hey, Keisha, how you doing?
Hey, MP, I'm living the life over here.
You are. I gotta tell you, you went
What?
and saw Little Mermaid, and I want to hear about that.
We did. My mom and I took my 3-year-old niece, which there was a lot of praying before because the last time James and I took her to the movies, we had to leave. Like
Well,
we didn't,
it's tricky.
we didn't even
It's
make
tricky.
it. It's tricky.
Yeah.
But I cried at the end.
Okay.
I did. Happy tears, happy tears. I think people know now I'm a little bit sensitive, so I cried. I'm like, this is happy. But it's actually pretty good. And, a lot of people have been saying that it didn't have some of the songs from the first one and how they changed this, and that. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
I literally didn't even notice. So many different cultures in there that it was really quite beautiful. I liked it a lot. Yes.
Okay. What is the main song from The Little Maid? It's like, I can show you the world. Is that
Oh no!
Mermaid?
Stop! That is Aladdin.
I'm a bad Disney fan. I don't know any of this stuff.
And I am too. I was more of a
Yeah.
Jim Henson fan. Like I watched all of his
Yes.
things, but
Yeah.
the Under the Sea was one of the big ones.
Okay,
You
of
got
course,
Kiss
yes.
the Girl, and then I
Yes.
Want to Be Part of That World.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So all those songs were there. Those would be the only three I would notice probably.
Exactly. Like if you were like, unless you were like a diehard Little Mermaid fan, I don't think you will notice those. I mean, they kept the big ones in there, so that was good. But yeah, it was
And
good.
so it was people. It's not there. It's people. It's live action. It's not cartoon. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's not I mean, there's CGI, of course.
Of course.
But other than that, it's all people. Yeah. Yeah. It was good. Mila got up and was dancing, and
Cute.
it was super cute. And on the sensitive part, she would like grab one of her hands and kind of hug on him. She wasn't being a demon seed while we were there today. So
I love
she
that
did
for
good.
her. I love that for
Yes.
her. Okay.
She
Well,
was very
good.
excited. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, well,
Anyone go see it, especially if you have a little one. Most definitely go see it.
yeah. I'm interested in seeing it. I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to go in there by myself, and people look at me like, "Why are you in here by yourself?"
I can
Maybe I can.
fly Mila to you, and you can go take her again.
No, I
You
saw
know.
how she acted on that Easter video. I don't want to.
What did she do in the Easter video? I can't remember. What did she do?
Remember when you took her to get her photo taken and she acted like a
Girl,
demon?
she acted an ass. Let's just call it what it was. The poor photographer didn't even realize she was there because she was in the lady's dining room underneath the table. She still says that lady was mean, and the lady was so sweet to her. But
I
in her
know.
head, no.
She was like,
Yeah.
that lady was looking at me wrong. Yeah, photo shoots with kids, they generally don't go the way you think they're
You
going to.
don't, you never know. You never, it is a
Mm.
true gamble every time that you take them. So we'll see when her birthday comes up. We'll do another photo shoot.
Oh, Lord.
We shall see.
All right. Well, I'm glad you went to see it. I've heard mostly everything positive. So
Positive.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I had an opposite experience this past weekend. I went to a Dead show, Grateful Dead show.
Okay.
And I was trying to count. I think I went to 3 with Jerry Garcia, and I've been to 3 or 4 since he died. Dead and Co. This last 2 iterations have been with John Mayer, and
That used to be my crush of all crushes. Yes.
he's
Yeah.
so great in these Dead shows because he does, for lack of a better term, he does the Jerry Garcia part,
Mhm.
and Bob Weir. The two of them, I don't know if you don't know anything about it, it's boring to you, but for Deadheads, it was a great show. The last one we went to 2 years ago was terrible. Everything they sang was
Really?
so slow, and so we were like, we were like, we were robbed. But this one
Oh.
was, everything was upbeat and fun. We had the best time. We were dancing. There was a guy
Mm.
in front of me that kept, it was, my age, in his 50s, kept
Uh-huh.
turning around and staring at me like he thought we were going to do like finger guns to each other, like dance and sing
No.
together. But like I don't know you, and you're on a different plane than I am. You know, like there are a lot of people there that are on a different plane at the Dead Show, and
I
I
can
wasn't on
imagine.
that plane. I was on that White Claw plane. That's what I was on. I was drinking those White Claws, and
You and those damn White Claws.
yeah, and they give you like the 24 ounces. This is not good for anybody to drink a 24-ounce White Claw, but that's what was happening. And we had a great time with my friends, had a great time with my kids. Well, one kid, John, wasn't into it, but Anna was.
Oh,
And I got to tell you guys, this is the last hurrah for the Grateful Dead and the Dead and Co. So if you have a chance,
really?
yeah, this is it. They're never touring
Oh,
again. Yeah.
okay, okay. This is the farewell tour.
Farewell tour. So if you have a chance, spend whatever dollars you got and go and do it, because you'll never
Go
get to
see
do it
it.
again. Yeah.
And John
Yeah.
Mayer was there this time.
Yeah. He's on this
Okay,
tour as the
okay,
lead singer, lead guitarist. Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah,
And
because
he's
he's
up
a better
there.
guitar player than he is an actual singer.
Yeah. And so Bob Weir does a lot of the singing as well. So
Okay.
if you think you're going to see a John Mayer show, you're not.
No. Okay.
He's there, and he's not,
Well,
he doesn't try to be front and center, and he's not. Yeah.
that's right. And I have been to a John Mayer concert because he
Mhm.
literally was my boyfriend in my head for many, 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 many years. Yes. Couldn't say a
Mhm.
bad word about him. Yeah.
My friend Mary also is, when she saw him many years ago, before he was as famous as he is now, before he had all the celebrity girlfriends and friends with Andy
Yeah.
Cohen and all that stuff, before any of that, she went and saw him somewhere local here and was like, I think we just saw like the best guitar player we've ever seen in our
He's very
lives. He
good.
was
He's very
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
And he's on the stage the whole time in these huge, like Bose noise canceling headphones the whole time, which
Oh.
is interesting because you're like, how is he
How is he going to hear
hearing?
the rest of the
Yeah, I
band?
don't know. I'd be interested to read an interview where he explains that, because everybody else has sometimes in like those little ones, but he's got these
Right.
huge ones. Yeah,
That's kind of a
it's
little odd
interesting.
unless, but you know what? They probably have created those specifically for him and he can only hear what he wants to hear, just the music. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
yeah,
I may be
because it's a
reaching a little
huge.
bit.
I don't know. It's a huge. It was a sold out show, and we were in the car for forever trying to get there. And then when we did, we right when we got out of our car, our parking spot was right where you could hear him doing the sound check. So you could just, it
Mhm.
was like John Mayer was like right there, like singing to us, and
Wow.
we were like, it's gonna be a good day. It was beautiful weather. It was really fun. So anybody, if you ever have a chance to do that, this is the last tour. You should do it, and also go see The Little Mermaid all in the same weekend.
You look so much like your older sister today.
Oh,
You
I'm
really do.
like, yeah, no makeup, and I got my hair chopped 3 inches, so I'm looking, yeah,
I was just looking, I was like, she looks, which is the older, Finney or Tay?
Penny. Yeah,
Tay's in the
Penny,
middle. Okay,
middle.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't love this super short haircut.
Why?
I just don't
It's
like
not
it.
super short. It's not
It's
super
short to me.
short.
It's super short, and I don't love it. But what like I told my hair lady, I was like, I mean, it grows. So if I hate it, I talked her into it.
Exactly.
She was like, "You're not going to like it," but she was correct.
And she
But
gave you what you wanted, like the matchmakers do on Match Me
hmm
Abroad. We're going to give you what you want so you can come back and know what you really, really need. So
and then
there you
yes, and then when you come back, I'll show you what you really wanted. Right.
go.
So when we get into talking about Mark, I have a story from a listener who has had a creepy dating encounter with Mark.
We got to cover Mark first because I cannot wait. You
Mm-mm,
have
you have to
teased
wait.
this. Oh
You have to wait. It
no.
is so good. She sent me a DM, is like, where is the best place for me to send you this story? I said, send it to our email, info
Uh-huh.
at pinkshadepodcast.com, because if you put it in the DM, like I always like lose track and then I don't know how to search,
Yes.
and I'm old.
Yeah.
So yeah, she sent it to me and it is great. And he is a creepazoid just like we thought. So
I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so, so, so excited. Okay. Okay.
all right, let's get started with Nathaly. Nathaly, is from California and she's Sri Lankan. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
she's using Juan, the matchmaker in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, when my mom has tried to match me, it's like a business transaction. But with
Mm-hmm.
Juan, it feels like he's looking out for me and wants me to find love. It doesn't feel like business. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm having my first date today. I'm going to keep a totally open mind. And then we see her do a little salsa move in the mirror.
She's
It's just
getting ready.
cute.
She's pumping herself up a little, like
Yeah.
she's like a little cha cha, and then she was like, "No, I can't do it."
Yeah, she's so cute. I mean, it's so hard for, especially like I think as women, like we see a woman that looks like
Looks
that
like that. Yes.
and doesn't have that confidence that you just think she would have because she looks like
Nope.
that, but she doesn't.
She doesn't
Yeah,
have it at all, and at times it's almost awkward. I'm like,
yeah,
why is she so? And she most definitely needs to do a little bit of therapy to get past her mom issues because she talks about her mom more than she talks about dating on the show.
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It's in her head totally.
Yes.
And this is how she's been raised, and she's trying to break out of it a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So she says she's going out with a guy, and Juan says the guy really doesn't speak much English at all. And this is good because they have to really think about what they're saying before they
Right.
translate it. And I was like, I don't always agree with that. Like we just saw on Love in Paradise this past week with Lydia and Scott. And he was like, I
Uh huh.
can't do this. Like, I can't talk to her.
Hold
And
on. I
yeah,
saw something that was posted about Scott
I
where
saw that too.
where he's like asking for money to get back home and to pay some bills. I'm like, what? Why is he doing that?
Something like he was coming home from a trip and he couldn't get his dog out of the kennel because he didn't have the money to pay.
Then you didn't need to be on a trip.
I don't.
Just
He's
you
a. I
can
mean,
just stay home.
he's a respiratory therapist, so he has a medical degree to be a respiratory therapist. Like that's like on par with being I think probably a LPN, a nurse. So
Yes.
he's got education and stuff. So I don't know if that girlfriend in Colombia took his money or what happened, but or
Oh,
Lydia figured out how to harvest his American dollar. I don't know what happened to him.
I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah.
Lydia's a sneaky leak right there. Yes, I'm gonna go with that one. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You thought she was going to be likable in Love in Paradise, but no.
There's no way her and Nicole are just unlikable. They need to walk around with matching T-shirts on that say unlikable because they're just not. They're horrible.
No. And Nicole just unlatches her jaw and eats you whole.
Yes.
All right. So this guy's name is Stiwar, Stiwar. Stiwar. And
Sewar. Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, what? Stenosis? What? I mean, she just could
Every
not.
S word in the dictionary, she went through it. And I'm like, dude, it's the war. It's the war. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how
Later,
else
he's
you could
trying to
have said it.
say favorite, and she's going, fibroid? What are you trying to say? I mean, she's just like, she didn't know. She didn't know.
No,
She
no,
didn't
I
know.
mean, and I was able to figure out what he was saying better than she was.
I
You know
know.
me. Yeah, it was bad.
So Stewart says he's a personal trainer and he just, speaks a little un poquito English. No.
Red flag. Nope.
This
Red flag.
personal trainer is a flag.
Yes. Yes. That is like the ultimate. Let me say this right.
Everyone's a personal trainer, right?
And some of them like to cheat a lot. I'll say that. That's why I
Okay.
said red flag. Yes.
Oh,
Like
okay.
on the list
Well,
of occupations of men that cheat, personal trainer is like number 3, always.
I think that what Juan will probably tell us next week is he gave her what she wanted, which is bad
Mm-hmm.
boy tattoos,
Yeah.
all this, and turns out that's not what she wants. Like he's,
Yeah.
he's going to do to her like he's doing to Susan. So
I like the method.
yeah, I like it too. So he holds her hand as they're walking, and they're like, "Do you want to eat? Do you want to what? Like eat what?" They couldn't quite figure out what they're saying, but he holds her hand, and she's like, "Can we not hold hands? Like this is it's a little much. It's a little close."
What'd you think about that?
I couldn't tell if he was holding her hand like we're gonna walk across the street, and it's like
Or
because
intertwined?
it's sort of like I'm gonna walk you across the street. Let me hold your hand, but I think he was trying to intertwine the fingers, like let's get this
Yeah.
going.
I
Yeah,
would have been
and
okay with the holding of the hand, especially if I'm in a country that is, new to me. But the intertwining would have been a little bit
it's a,
much,
it's a little
I
much.
think.
So
Yeah.
she says, like, can we not like
Yeah.
relax? Okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
So they go to this bar, and whatever they drink, she's right away like, "Whoa, this has really hit me." Like she says it more than once. Like, "Wow, this
Yeah.
is like getting to my head."
Well, she pounded it back a bit there. I don't know if you
Whatever
noticed.
it
Like,
was,
she was like, go,
whatever.
go, 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 go. Oh, I feel
Yeah,
I'm like, I bet you do.
Yeah, you need to. I think that looked like a sipping whiskey or something.
Yes,
So,
it did.
so he tells us he's never dated an American woman, and he thinks she's
Hmm.
pretty and not voluptuous, but
Hmm.
attractive. I was like, okay, well, keep your commentary to yourself about who cares if whatever that
I have
always
to ask
irritates me.
producer James. I was like, so was he saying that she's attractive but not voluptuous, or she was voluptuous? And I was like, there was a no at the end of it. He's like, no, he's saying she's attractive. She's just not voluptuous. I'm like, oh, well, she's not Colombian, which a lot of their
Yeah,
women have, the big hips, big booties, and small
yeah,
waist,
yeah,
and all that. Yeah.
yeah. It was interesting that I don't know. It just I'm like, don't comment on somebody's body, but I guess that's what we're here for.
Especially
So
when it's recorded for a TV show. It's
you
like,
met her 4 minutes ago, right?
yeah, tell me I'm pretty, and that's it. Let's keep on with the date. Yeah,
Let's
that's
keep
all I
on
need to
going.
know. Yeah.
So they get they're drinking the whatever that was, and he says, "What is your favorite music?" And he tells her he likes corridos, Corridos. So I looked that up. This is like Spanish folk music where you tell a tale, and it's funny when you type it in. One of the first things that pops up is like, "Is this cartel music? Is corridos cartel music?" That's what it says. And I was like,
Okay.
and it just seems like it's this storytelling type of music. To me, it seems like
Okay.
folksy, bluesy type of music, and that's his favorite type.
Okay.
So and she says she doesn't like unt, and he's like, oh, and he laughs. He says, I do like that. So she types it in corridos. When I typed it in a couple of ways. Nowhere did it say what it said on her phone that popped up, which is cum shots. Okay,
Did you really
and
not say the word?
I can't say that word. There's a few words that I can't say, and that's one of them.
I've got a list of them. Every time we record, I'm like, don't say that word. I just keep adding to the list. So now that one's on the list as well. Because you know me and my big old mouth, I would have just spilt it out. Like, because I was like, what does that mean? And James was like, that. He goes, it means this. And we're like, ooh, Mary
But when
Payne's
I
not going to
try,
say that.
I looked it up in a couple of different ways, and it did not come up for that at all. So
He
I
said,
don't know
I
what
don't
she
know
typed in. Yeah. So, but anyway, he likes that kind of music, and it doesn't mean that word. So they laugh. He looks at what she saw, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And so they laugh. So he says, "Do you want to walk? Let's walk, and I want to show you my city on this motorcycle." So she's like, "All right." And then his talking head, he goes, "Yeah." I want to say to her, "Well, baby, get ready. This night's going to be hot." And I was like, "Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, another red
Uh-oh.
flag. Another red flag.
Uh-oh." So
But he is,
she's saying, "He is cute. He's
he's
cute."
cute.
And he says, "If my mom saw this, she would be so shook. He has like
Mhm.
tats, and I'm bringing him to my hotel. She says, I've never taken a guy to my hotel this early before."
I'm glad you peeped that because I peeped that too. I was like, let me rewind it because that's saying she has taken a man to the hotel before, but not within like 4 hours. 6 hours is her
Right.
number. 6 hours is what
Right.
she normally does. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I was like, so she's trying to say I haven't like hooked up with the guy this quickly, but I have
That's how
hooked up with
I
some
got it.
guys. That's how I
Which I
heard it.
don't think her mom, she should have been worried about her mom hearing that part instead of some of
Yeah.
the other things. Yeah.
So she says, I'm going to take Juan's advice and I'm going to try to be sexy. I'm going to try to live in the moment. And then she's asking him, like, do you know how to swim? And she's doing the, international symbol for swimming. And she says she
Right.
does not know how to swim. So why is she going to the
Go to the,
pool?
because she wanted
I
to
don't
just
know.
put her feet in the water.
Yeah. He feels it and says it's warm. It's a heated pool. So she's like, oh, okay. And he goes, yeah, I think I want to go get us another beer and I want to get in the water. So she's like, all right. Then his talking head, he goes, I don't know. It could be a one night stand or something more. Like I'm open. Like he's ready to get to it.
Yeah, so I was thinking to myself when he said this could either be a one night stand or this could be something. Do you think that is what most men think when they take girls out on the first date? Like this could be one or the two, one or the other, like one hit
How,
wonder or a
how,
lifelong singing career?
but how can it not be just we're having a date to see if we want to go on a second date to know each other?
Because it's
Why
a
can't it be
guy.
that?
Because it's a guy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Guys,
I don't.
let us know. Let us know, guys. Yeah, let us
Yeah, I
know.
thought that
We
was,
need to know.
you're right. That was interesting that he was like, oh, this could be a one night stand. I was like, you just got set up with
Yeah.
the matchmaker. I think that probably they've encouraged you not to have a one
Not to
night
do
stand.
that. Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
ain't listening, Juan. He is not following the rules, Juan. No.
Where did Juan find this guy? I don't know.
He
So
he found her because it fit all of her criteria. It's right there.
you're
So
right.
he's like,
You're right. You're
"Oh,
totally
you're
right.
gonna get it."
You're right. So he brings her a beer and she goes, "Oh, okay." And he says, "Do you want to get in the pool?" And she's like, "No, just 2 seconds ago I told you I couldn't swim." So he just takes off all his clothes and is standing there in his underwear and his fully tatted up back that looked like a woman's face, like peering between something. The back, I mean, it was interesting.
You always peep stuff that I just don't peep at all. You catch it all.
I was trying to figure out what it was at first. I was like, is that like a big bird, like one giant eye in the middle of his back? But then no, it was like a woman's face that was like peering out. And then on either side, it was all this stuff that she was peering. I mean, the whole middle of his back was half of this woman's face.
So
It
it
was
was like the
wild.
story of this woman, everything around it. You think, like it all flowed together from the.
Oh, I'm sure
I'm reaching.
it was a professional situation that was many thousands of dollars. So he's making some money, personal training
Okay.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just stays in her clothes, and she was like, "Okay, you're just gonna jump right in there, okay." So he jumps in and he's swimming. And he goes, "You should get in with me." And I think he thought like, I gave her that drink. We rode my motorcycle. She's gonna get in the pool in her clothes. And
Yep.
she's
He
like,
did.
she goes, I don't have my bikini. And he goes, I don't either. Come on, get in. And they're talking, and she goes like, I really am very shy, and this is too fast for me. Like,
hmm
I thought I wanted bad boy tatted up motorcycle guy, but maybe that guy does this and I don't want that.
Right.
So she starts to tell him, I think we should call it a night. And he was like, what? And she goes, let's be done. He's like, no. And then she's like, okay. So she's trying to find the word for like sleepy. She's like, I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
I just. So he
Yeah.
goes, all right. So he gets out of the pool. The talking head, he says, the matchmaker did a good job, but something is missing. She's a very conservative girl. Nothing has happened. So that's what's missing, the boning. That's what's missing. Yeah.
Okay. Because to me, she wasn't acting like what the traditional conservative girl. You know what I mean? I think
Oh,
she was
yeah.
like, like totally cool, but just really, really nervous. But I think you're right. He's like, oh, she didn't put out. She's conservative. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't equate. But all right, whatever you say.
But, she was like, yeah, I'll sit up in this. I mean, she invited him to the rooftop pool and they were
That's
drinking
true
beers
too.
out there. So she
Yeah.
wasn't like,
Yeah.
she probably would have like made out with him if the cameras weren't there.
I think the same thing. I
Hmm.
really, really, she didn't want her mom to see her doing that. So what about if they got in the elevator and she's like, okay, the cameras are gone. Come on up to my room. Come on, let's go.
Well, I was thinking when they closed the elevator doors, I was like, now's the time if you're going to quickly try to kiss him, but the mics are still on.
Damn. Okay.
Hot,
Okay.
hot
You
mic
got a
moment.
point. You got a point. Yeah.
So in her talking head, she says, I've got my mom in my head, and I just don't want to embarrass my mom or make her ashamed of me. So you're right. She is like really thinking about her mom.
I live for moments when I can embarrass my mom. I will purposely walk through the house and burp as loudly as I can because I know it just gets under her skin and just like, she's like, oh my God, Keisha, what is wrong with you? I live for those moments. I love them.
I don't like to embarrass my mom, but I know I do it on the daily. I'm sorry, Mom. Also, hey, it was my mom's birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama. Wait, I can't call her Mama Mary Payne is what we call her.
Yeah, that's what you could
Mama
call
Mary
her.
Payne. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
82. Still
That's a blessing.
Still doing the thing. All
Yes.
right. So, okay, Keisha, Nathaly has the most gorgeous hair I've ever
Mm-hmm.
seen in my life. We were just
It's
talking about
gorgeous.
how she doesn't know how sexy and beautiful she is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the One Direction song. You don't know you're beautiful.
Beautiful. Yep.
So she has gorgeous hair, and I'm thinking, I bet she uses Nutrafol. So let me tell you about Nutrafol. My husband and I have both been using it for a month, and we have both noticed less shedding. And my husband had surgery a while back, and he said he noticed after the surgery, and that said it can happen sometimes with anesthesia and stuff. He was noticing a lot of shedding in the shower. He said it is
Oh.
his experience is that this has really helped it a ton in the shower. He's not noticing at all.
Okay.
And there are a lot of causes for thinning hair. In our case, and with me and my husband, it's probably like the end of year school stuff and work, and we're trying to like figure out what we're doing. And we've got this trip we're trying to plan, which is exciting, but it's stressful. And Nutrafol will address the key root causes of thinning hair with a whole body approach to your hair health. Millions of Americans experience thinning hair. It's not only common, it's totally normal. And Nutrafol is the number one dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve visible thickness and strength. There's lots of things that happen in women's lives, postpartum, menopause, and no matter what your life stage, Nutrafol has 4 unique formulas to support women supporting women. Okay, sorry,
Hey.
that was Ramona. Um, each different, each different formula is physician formulated using drug-free, science-backed ingredients. You get the most reliable results. Gosh, I don't know why I can't talk today. So you're going to go to Nutrafol.com and you take their hair health wellness quiz. I love an online quiz, and they gave me exactly what I needed. They will identify the causes of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol gives you a personalized plan for better hair growth through their whole body health approach. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth. So you're going to take them for 6 months, and that's how you're going to get the best results. Like I said, we're on month 1, and both of us have already noticed changes. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com, enter promo code PINKSHADE. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code PINKSHADE. Nutrafol.com, promo code PINKSHADE. Hey guys, you know I love a game on my phone, and you know I really like word games. I think it's the English nerd in me that likes to try to beat these games with all the big words that I know. That's a joke, but I am trying to learn new words and keep my focus sharp and learn new things. And my favorite new word game on my phone that I've been playing for a while is Word Collect. It's a word puzzle app. It's totally free. There are 2,000 levels, so there's no way you could get bored with it. It starts off easy, but it's getting harder because I've been getting better at it and playing it longer, and it is getting harder, which is good because it's, teaching me new words and putting things together that I wouldn't think of normally. So it is a fun and addicting way to keep your mind sharp. You can challenge yourself with this game. It's really great. And right now, when you download the app, again, it's free. They're going to give you 2,500 coins and gems. And the coins and gems are what you win when you pass a level. You guys know how these games work. And this one, I'm telling you, give it a try. It's really fun. So, when you're sitting on your couch at night, don't mindlessly scroll through social media. Keep your mind sharp with Word Collect. You're going to go to the Apple Store or the Google Store, wherever you get your games, and download Word Collect for free today. And they're going to give you the 2,500 coins and the 500 gems. Do it, and you'll thank me. All right, let's go to our buddy Harold, okay?
Hey, Harold.
Hey,
I call
sweetie.
the show Harold Nim. Harold Nim is what I call the show. Like, I have to actually think about the real name of the show because I'm like, Jace, we got to go watch Harold Nim. He
Harold and
giggles
them.
it's Harold Nim. Yeah. Yes.
Harold says he's taken a couple of days to really think about his date. And he feels bad because he did miss out on some social cues.
Hmm.
And we see him, in the paddle boat saying, like, do you think I'm attractive? And
Right.
he feels bad about that. And he's going to take what he's learned and go forward. But it's interesting that he said he is taking a couple of days because I think he said he's going to be there 3 weeks. And with these
Uh-huh.
other matchmakers, we see they're sort of boom, boom, this didn't
Boom,
work,
boom,
the
boom.
next day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes to see Katerina, and he says he's been at a museum. So I think he's taking his days to really do some sightseeing and,
It's
taking
good. I would be doing that too. Yeah.
yeah, you're in
Might
Prague.
as well.
So he walks in and she goes, "Oh, hi, Harold. Wow, you look like you came from Hawaii. Harold, I have a headache." And he sits down and he goes, "Okay, hi, what's going on?" And she goes, "Well, I've heard back from Teresa and it was terrible feedback." And he's like, And she says, "How do you think it went?" And he says, "Well, I have to tell you, I felt that the date was rushed because the clock was ticking on the boat.
That's
And
true.
that was
Yeah.
true." And he
Yes.
says, "And I did give her a special drawing that I made that she'll never be able to get anywhere else. But
Hmm.
I found the whole thing to be too overly polite. And then I asked her if she felt I was attractive, and she shied away from the question. And she says, 'Harold, Why would you ask her that?
That's what we were all thinking when he did that. I really went, oh no.
Too blunt. Too blunt.
Yeah, yeah.
And he says, "Well, here's the thing. She was pretty, and I
Mhm.
wanted to know if I was her type because I chase after Barbie, but I'm not Ken. I'm Harold."
And I love that he said
Love
that. I
that.
love that I really did. And I just got to say, I don't think that what's her name? Teresa? Was that her
Yeah,
name? Teresa? I don't think she was a very nice person, personally.
I agree. I think she was a little harsh. And by the way,
Yes.
she wasn't Barbie. Let's be real. Okay.
She was one of those Barbies from like the dollar store Barbie. She was
Yes.
one of those. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
That's right. But I thought him saying, I chase after Barbie, but I'm not Ken, I'm Harold. I thought that was very intuitive and a very
Yes,
smart
it
thing to
was.
say. And
Yep.
many people in the world could benefit from thinking that way. Yeah,
Because a lot of people are in denial of it, but he clearly was not. I was just like, yeah, that made a lot of sense right there. Yeah.
it totally did. And she says, Harold, you need a woman that will be compatible with you and the way
Mhm.
you are and the way you receive the world. And there
Right.
are women out there for you. And he
Yes.
goes, okay. And then in his talking head, he tells us very interesting. He said, I'm used to chasing after women who end up using me for things. I've had a couple that have used me as a rebound guy. I've had one woman that used me just to build her things. And
Mhm.
one woman was just using me for sex. And this hurts me.
I was like,
Wow.
wow,
He's really
really?
worked on himself and he really has learned exactly what is not working. And
Mhm.
this process, everything he's using as a learning experience, and most other people on this show, I'm looking at you, Mark, could use this to learn something about yourself, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I love him. So she says, I want to find someone who speaks your same language and appreciate you
Mhm.
for you.
Yeah.
And tell me what you're really looking for. And he said, I'm looking for a woman that's intelligent, and that's what I'm looking for, and that I could have good conversation with. And she goes, okay, great. Now we're getting somewhere. But
We're on the
Harold,
same page now. Yeah.
yeah, I got to
Mhm.
tell you the truth. You need a makeover, Harold, and you need it badly. This shirt works in Hawaii. It does not work in Prague. And we get the
I think
flashback
we
of
were
Teresa
all
saying, yeah, yeah,
yes, and I think we were all just nodding our heads in agreement when she said this. Like, yeah, he could use a little bit of help, but you know
yeah,
what? That one shirt when we first met him. Do you remember when they were in a bowling alley?
yeah, yeah, yeah. With the flames.
Producer James used to wear shirts like that.
Yeah, with like flames and skulls.
And he
Yeah.
admitted it as well. He goes, man, I used to wear shirts like that. I said, I don't know. And we got you all the way together, buddy.
But also, if you're bowling, that might be a good
I mean,
bowling shirt, right?
producer James was not bowling. No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Well,
no,
I
no,
was trying to
no.
help him out.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
You can't help him out of this one. Nope, no help. Nope.
So she says, you know, Harold, you're not an ugly guy, and
Mm-hmm.
the right
Mm-hmm.
kind of clothes can help a lot. And I have a team member who's a stylist who can help you. And so he says, okay. And he says, I will agree to this. I will take her advice, even though I like the way I dress. And then she says, Harold, what I noticed today when you came in was no suspenders. What
Yeah.
happened? And he just pulls his shirt back to show that, no, they're still there, girl.
And I
They're
don't
right
think any
there.
of us were completely shocked to see that, but it was really funny.
Yeah.
He's
He
like,
was like, oh, no, they're here. They're here. Yeah.
yeah.
So he arrives to the studio of Petra, the stylist, and they've already
Hmm.
spoken on the phone. And Petra has asked him to bring his clothes and some examples of his clothes. So he's brought them all very neatly folded and everything, and he's showing them to her. And Harold says he last went shopping 7 to 8 years ago, and that's fine. That's all.
Hmm.
That's 7 to 8 years. Is you only need to shop every 7 to 8 years. So So Petra goes, okay, let's go through these things. Okay. I'm going to show you what are the keepers. So every time he pulls something out, she's like, yep, we're going to put, nope, nope, not that. Nope, nope.
I thought she was just going to throw the whole suitcase away.
I thought so too. I thought so too. That she pulls out that shirt with the flames and the skulls.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, this is a good shirt that I really like. She's like, mm-mm. So Katerina says, I want to find you someone on your intellectual level and have someone not focus on the outside and the clothes. They won't be looking
Mm-hmm.
at that. They'll only be getting to know you and not looking at your terrible clothing.
Yeah.
So Petra's pulling things out one at a time and she's going, okay, and you wore this with that. Okay, no. Okay, no. So we're gonna put that to the side. He goes, but I wear these suspenders with that. She goes, yeah, nope, nope. Okay.
Mm-mm.
They give him some clothes, and she says, I have a changing room downstairs. Go put these on and come back up. So he comes back up, and it looks like he has on like a loose fitting like white linen
Mm-hmm.
shirt with a
Mm-hmm.
linen jacket, and it looks like either like dark jeans or dark pants. And
But it looked good. He looked fan. We cheered when we saw him. We're like, he looks so good. And you saw his confidence boost a little bit when he saw himself. He's like,
yeah,
I would have never thought to wear this, but look kind of good. You do, Harold. You look real good.
and he had sunglasses on. Now he was trying to put them
Yeah.
on his head. He didn't quite hit that mark, but she's gonna help him. She's gonna
Yes,
help him.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks, I took so many pictures of him like smiling, like, look at me. Because he really was
Yeah,
getting his
he looks
confidence
so
up. It was so
good.
cute.
Yeah.
So cute. So he
Yep.
looks so much better. So he says that, he tells them, I feel renewed after being
Yeah.
crushed. I like this. I do. So she says, okay, Harold, the next date I have for you is a woman named Michaela. She is 36. So remember, Harold is 31. So this is age appropriate. So
He's 41. 41.
oh, I'm sorry.
41.
He's
Yeah.
41. She's 36. And he says, Michaela is 36. Michaela is into science fiction and Star Trek and computer games. And for each thing he says that she says, science fiction, Star Trek, computer games, he's going, me too. Me
Yeah.
too. I love those things. Me too. He's so excited.
It's lit up. His face just lit up. Like, okay. He needed that confidence booster after that last one because that lady was kind of nasty. I just
Yeah, and of
didn't.
course she wasn't going to like what she thought she was Barbie and that she deserved Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Katerina's going to show her. You thought that's what, okay, I'm going to get you something in
Mm-hmm.
the middle.
Yep.
So Katerina says, listen, she says not to him, she says this to the producer. Michaela is nerdy and quirky, and she's very smart, and I think she will appreciate Harold. So
Nice.
I was super excited. And then we see Harold in his little talking head. And he's still wearing his little suspenders and his bow tie. And he goes, Michaela, it just rolls off the tongue. Michaela. And we're like,
He's
please
naming
let
their kids
Michaela.
already. Yeah, he's already naming their kids and all kinds of stuff. What kind of activities they're going to be in. What he's going to teach them to build. He's going to teach them how to draw and all this good stuff. Which I was like, it was good to see him genuinely happy.
I know. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Keisha, do you watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
That used to be that is how we met Stevie and Jocelyn Hernandez right there. Yes.
Okay. So you are very familiar with this show.
Beyond. Yes.
Did you know that there have been 11 seasons of this show?
Mm-hmm. It's been on for a while.
It's been on for a while, and I was trying to remember because I know I saw it like years ago, and I was looking and I was like, wow, this show has been on 11 seasons. And so
Yeah.
this show is moving to MTV, and the show is moving to MTV starting next Tuesday, June 13th at 8/7 Central. So let me tell you what's going to be happening on this new season.
I want to hear this.
Okay. The ladies are creating a lane of their own. We have Jessica White,
Mhm.
Amy Luciani, and Erica Banks chasing after their music careers. And Spice is making a comeback after this near-death experience. Did you know about this, Spice, and what happened to her?
No.
Okay, here's what happened.
happened?
She went to the Dominican Republic to get some sort of
Uh-oh.
plastic surgery fixed.
Oh boy.
Okay, so she was like, well, while I'm getting this hernia fixed, or she had
Mhm.
these like fibroid tumors that were like poking through her skin. She thought, well, I'm gonna get
Oh.
that fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and get my botched boob job fixed too, because while I'm here.
Right.
When she did that, they burst some kind of hernia and she got her whole body got sepsis. And things were like coming out of the intestines. And she had to have like 3-4 surgeries on her intestines and everything. She had to be fed through a tube in her neck for like months. Like she really almost died.
She could have died.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what happened. So she is making her comeback to the show after that near-death experience. And then there's also Bambi, who's starting a new life without Scrappy.
Uh-huh.
Not to be confused if there's somebody else on the show named like Scrap. but there's also like Little Scrappy. Okay.
Yes.
The, the,
Okay.
the name the names are incredible. So you got to get ready for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because everybody's moving different in the ATL. And like I said, I read up on that near-death experience. So for that storyline alone, I want to hear how she's doing. She said because she had to get fed through a tube in her neck, she lost 35 pounds because she couldn't eat for over a month. Couldn't eat anything.
Holy shit balls. Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
So, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 11 is going to be starting on MTV June 13th at 8/7 Central. It's part of the new Tuesday takeover on MTV. So, everybody be watching. Keisha and I will be watching. All right, guys, I want to tell you about microdose.com. A lot of you have reached out to me since I have been promoting this product and asking me if you can get it everywhere. Yes, the answer is yes, you can get it nationwide. If you head to their website, microdose.com, you can see where they ship and what they offer. And for me, I have been taking them for sleep and also anxiety because I do get a little in my head, especially at night when I'm trying to go to sleep. And to me, these things go hand in hand, right? The anxiety sort of keeps me awake, and then I'm anxious about not sleeping, and then I'm not sleeping because I'm anxious. You know what I mean? This is just me going circle, circle, circle. So I've been taking a half of a bite of one of these gummies. You can take up to a few of these, and they tell you in the literature exactly what to start with and how much to take so that you don't take too much. And I have still been just taking the half of a gummy at night before I go to bed, and it has totally helped my mind get off that hamster wheel and relax so I can actually go to sleep. And you guys, got to get up in the morning with these kids. Like, I'm tired when I don't get sleep and I'm not at my best. So I am really appreciating this microdose.com half of a gummy at bedtime. If you want to get it, and again, it is available nationwide and it's microdosing THC, you're going to go to microdose.com and then use code PINKSHADE. You're going to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. The link can be found in the show note, but I want to tell you again, microdose.com and use code PINKSHADE. Guys, give it a try. Give it a try and let me know what success you're having. Send me a DM and let me know how you're loving microdose.com. Thanks. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready for the Mark story?
I'm ready for Mark to be off the show. He needs an unlikable t-shirt just like Lydia and Nicole. There's just nothing like about it. I don't think he's really like cute. I don't like his personality. I think there has to be something good about him, but we have not found it yet.
Well, you're not going to find it in this story that I'm about to tell you from a listener. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm ready. Let me get comfortable in this chair.
Get comfy, girl.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We have a bunkie named Emily who reached out to tell me this story about Mark. She says, "Hey, y'all, it's Emily. Big fan of the show. I love listening to you and Keisha. I never do this, but I thought you may be interested in the encounter I had with Mark from Match Me Abroad." Yes, we are interested, Emily.
Yes.
Last November, so this is recent. Last
Whoa,
November,
okay.
I was in a Chicago suburb where Mark really lives with his parents.
Yes, Emily.
And he overheard me on a work call. When I got off the call, he turned to me and said, "Iowa, that's a stupid state."
Huh?
Did he think that was a pickup line? In the words of our dear friend Danny Pellegrino, unclear. What was clear was that he wanted to talk a lot about himself and his very short-lived college football career. I work in college football, and so I thought it was kind of funny as he struggled to mansplain my own job to me.
No.
He started telling me about a new TV show on TLC that he was on. He quit sportcasting a while ago to be an influencer and thought this show was his chance to expand his brand.
This is so good. This is so good. I love it.
He then followed me to my car and asked me to go to a New York Giants game with him, and he really wanted us to, quote, sleep in the same bed together.
Ew.
Ew.
What?
It took a while before I was finally able to get rid of him. Moral of the story is I have no plans to travel with him, and I had to find a new Panera to go do my work.
She did not ever want to run into him again ever in life.
Uh-uh. And then she says, side note, I'm Arab American, but don't necessarily have all the classic Middle Eastern features. It was like he could sniff me out, which is, in retrospect, weird AF.
Mm-hmm.
And then please feel free to repeat this story. I have no problem if you use my first name, but just avoid using my last name. Thanks in advance. Yes, thank you, Emily. Thank you,
Girl, Emily, you have
Emily.
all the juice, all of the juice right there. With his parents, no wonder why he's so always talking about he doesn't want to get a woman who he has to financially support. Yeah, I bet. Because he talks about that all the time. Now we
Can't
kind of know
support
why, because
himself.
he's broke. Yeah,
He's Baroque as
broke.
a joke.
He's a scrub. He's a scrub.
He
He's a total
is a
scrub.
scrub. He is a
Yes, he
scrub.
is. Thank you,
All right.
Emily.
Thank you, Emily. So
That was
Mark is
awesome.
in Morocco, and he says day one, he feels energized. He doesn't have any jet lag. He can't wait to go meet Nina. He's got on a t-shirt with sunglasses that says Shady, and this is what
Mhm.
he's wearing to meet Nina and go on a date.
That's crazy to me. When I saw that, I said he's not going to go change. Like, he was dressed like he was going to be exploring Morocco that day, going on tours and stuff.
Yes.
Not a date.
Take a cue from Nourredine and dress like you're going on a date. Okay?
There you go. Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I just found out there's like dating rules here in Morocco, and like I should have researched that before I came here. Like I'm not used to dating women without that physical aspect. And when I say cool things to them, like I'd like to sleep in the same bed with you, works every time. You weirdo. God.
He's
So-
super gross.
He hugs Nina, and as he hugs her, she goes, okay, and kind of like backs away and goes, we just broke 3 laws. Like, don't. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but you're American. So like, it's okay if like I hug you. And she's like, all right.
That's not how it works, homie. You're still in that country, and those are the laws of that country.
Yeah. And she's
Stop
also a
it.
citizen of that country as well.
Yeah.
So
He's kind of dumb. Not kind of. He's just dumb.
dumb.
Yeah. No.
So they're walking around this outdoor market, and he's like, oh, like, you didn't tell me if I touched you, I'd be breaking the law. You didn't tell me any of this stuff. And she says, you're in another country now, and you're going to have to respect the culture and shift your perspective. And he's like, yeah. So as they're walking, she says, so Mark, I want you to understand that typically in an Arab household, the man is the main provider.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I'm not expecting this at all. Like, I was expecting like an American woman will contribute half to the home. And she says, right, but you're not here to date an American woman. So you're here to date an Arab woman. And he says, I don't know, like a woman here would also have to deal with my things. Like, it's compromise. And she's like, And then he just says, I had no idea I would be needing to be a sole provider for our household. I thought Arab women prioritize family over material things. What are you not getting?
What is he not? Okay, I cannot with this guy. Like, everything that he comes out of his mouth is verbal diarrhea. I cannot take him at all. He's rude. He's actually very, very rude, and he didn't do the fact that he do any research kills me. None.
Not
Zero.
Not a light goog on anything. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
So Nina says, well, you want somebody young and fun, but you also want someone to settle down and have kids and also have a career.
Yeah.
And support half. So
Yeah.
what? I don't understand what's happening here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, Mark, I'm going to give you what you want. Okay. I've got a great girl. She's 24. She's pretty. She's fun. She loves adventure. She's right up your alley. So this is going to be your first date. So he goes, all right, great. And I wrote, this guy in this t-shirt and shorts looks like a schlup. Now, maybe she said, you're going to go on an adventure date because we see next week what their date is. And maybe she told him to dress for adventure.
Okay.
But he could have at least had like a cute top over it and take. I agree.
100%. He put
Not
forth
this shirt.
no effort at all. No.
Like a collared golf shirt or something would have been better.
He needs to meet up with Petra. Like,
yeah.
tomorrow.
So he says, I'm excited for this date, like I am, but I'm not into being with someone I have to provide for 100%.
That is
I
all
mean,
he keeps saying. It is so annoying. Like, stop saying that.
it's all he talks about. It's all
Yeah.
he talks about. But he's going to keep an open mind to go on the date with this girl that we see in the previews is drop dead gorgeous. Okay.
And that's his number one thing right there is how she looks and that she can really she's going to be financially supporting him as well because now that we heard Emily's story, he
Right.
needs a little help in that department.
He totally does. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go to our girl, Stanika. Now,
Hmm.
here's something exciting. Next week, I'm going to interview Stanika. I'm very excited.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
They're
Don't tell
only
her I
one.
call her Stankonia.
No, no. But I'm sure that's not the
I
first time
did
she's heard
correct
that
her
either.
name. And she's in Mississippi too. You know she's heard it a lot. But
Of
just tell
course.
her I did correct her name. Stanika.
You're the
It's
one that helped
Stanika.
me. Stanika,
Yeah.
like Topeka. Okay.
Yes.
So we open with Stanika. She looks like, I can't tell if she's packing what she's doing, but she is, in fact, packing a little bit because they're going on a day trip. She has wrapped her passport in shredded tampons.
Mary Payne, I have seen some country ass shit, but I ain't never seen no country ass shit like that. I'm like, what? Oh, what? I'm like, you could have just put
Why?
it in the box. I guess she's afraid someone's
Yeah.
going to steal it. You could have just put it in the
Yeah.
box. You'd have to wrap it in the actual pad, which she called a tampon.
Yeah. I
Like,
was like, is this shredded
Stanika.
tampons? Are these maxi pads? I don't, anyway, but she was like, this is my way to hide it. I was like, that's pretty funny. That's pretty,
It was very
she's funny.
funny.
She's funny.
Yes, she is.
So she's headed to Rabat with Nina for a date. Of course, when I hear Rabat, I only think about Debbie and Osama. We're going to get an apartment in Rabat, Osama. But no. So they're headed to Rabat, which is the capital city. With Nina, she's going to meet this guy for a date. So in the van, she's telling Nina, I really like Nourredine. And
Mhm.
Nina was like, I liked him too. I really liked the way he treated her. He was very sweet, but we can't put all your eggs in one basket. You're here to
That's
date. You got
true.
to have more dates. And Stanika says, Nourredine and I have been texting. And like he said, what did he say on his? It's like,
You
how
okay? Like, or it was
how it go? You okay? Something.
so
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
And she was like, I think he's trying to say, how you doing?
Yeah.
She's funny. And so she says, we've been texting. I do feel like he's interested and I'm interested in him. And she says, I really think that he wants to see me again. And Nina goes, he does. And, when he gets back, but you got to keep your options open. You got to have other dates.
Because
So,
she spent all this money to get there, and we don't even know how much they're paying the matchmakers.
right. If anything. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
So she says, I'm going to introduce you to a guy named Salah, who is good looking and he is in business with a family restaurant. She's like, okay, he could cook. Yep.
Hmm.
Very fit
Check.
into motorcycles, is adventurous, but he doesn't have the best English speaking skills like Nourredine, but that's okay. My friend Miriam is going to come and help us out. And so I think some of his family might be there because we're going to meet at his family's restaurant. And Sanika's like, what? Like
Uh-uh.
that's weird. I've only been on 2 dates in my entire life and now I got to meet somebody's family. Like I'm not into this.
Like literally, you're meeting them the first date. Like if I had met my husband's parents on the first date, we may not be where we are today. There's a high
Hmm,
possibility. That's a lot of pressure to meet someone's parents on the first date.
it is. And
That's
they may feel like, what, this girl's not good enough for you and may never let you go
true.
out with her.
True. Very true.
So the next morning in Rabat, she and Nina are headed for her date with Salah. And in the van, Sanika is meditating. This date will be successful. This date will be successful.
She's
And
already
she's like,
feeling the bad vibes. Like she knows her intuition is telling her, this is about to be some bullshit going on at this
yes.
family-owned restaurant. But I hope the food's good.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what's going to happen here, right?
Yeah.
So Miriam meets them there as the additional translator, and Stanika says, "This is date 2 of my life, and I got to meet this family." Like my anxiety, woo, started to rise. I can feel it starting to rise.
It's a lot.
Started to get,
Yeah.
yeah. But she's got 2 backups. Not only the camera crew, but she's got Nina, and now she's got Miriam. So she's fine. She's fine.
Yes, as far as safety goes, she's completely fine. But the level of uncomfortableness, that's still got to be pretty high.
That's true. So they go to his family restaurant, which is called Snap Way. And it does actually look like a very nice, clean, interesting restaurant, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're looking at the food, and here comes Salah out from the back. Like, oh,
Mhm.
making some wraps back there, but here I am now. He comes out from
Yeah.
the back, and he brings flowers. He seems like he's a little fella. Seems kind of tiny.
Well, even with like you're right. Even with
Yeah,
like the muscles and all of that, he seemed kind of compact a little
yeah,
bit, just
yeah,
with lots of muscles included.
yeah. So he says in his talking head, he expects an American woman to be beautiful and
Mhm.
independent and know exactly what she wants, and he's hoping this will be love. What? That's quick. That's quick, Salah. That's quick. That's quick.
He was a polar opposite of Natalie's dude, where he's like, this could be a one night stand.
Oh,
He's over here saying this could be true love. I'm like, can we meet in the middle somewhere,
I'm
guys?
going to
Come
the
on,
United States next week. Yeah.
right?
So yeah, you got the real harvesting the American dollar vibe from this guy right away. Right away. So you don't get that vibe from Nourredine at all.
None.
And
Mm-mm.
so Stanika says, all right now, he's muscular. He has
Mm-hmm.
perfect hair. He's got those little pants. I'm digging
Mm-hmm.
him. She,
Those pants
she,
were
she,
tight.
she goes, I like those little pants. That was little pants. It was
Little
hilarious. It's
pants.
like she's a little guy with those little pants.
Exactly.
So as she's talking, he tells her he likes her accent, and she's like, okay, he's flirty. All right. And
Hmm.
he says, I'm going to help you learn Arabic. She's like, okay, I've learned a few words. Okay, great. Now his brother walks in with like some real strong energy.
It
Real,
was all bad. They needed to sage themselves after meeting the brother.
yeah. He comes in
No
with some
smile, no
real
nothing.
Jeffrey Dahmer looking glasses and sits us
Yeah.
down and was like, hello, I'm the brother. My name is Mohammed. I'm here to ask you questions.
Yeah.
And
That's a lot.
Stanika says, like, I feel like I'm being ambushed. This is weird. So he says,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask questions now. Okay, what is your job and why
Mhm.
are you using a matchmaker? So she goes, okay, well, I've never had a boyfriend or dated a lot, and I found a lot of men to be liars and cheaters. So I thought this was the way to go. And Mohammed says to her, do you think maybe the problem is you? I,
That is when I would turn to Nina and say, I need you to go ahead and flag down a donkey, a cab, or anything to get us the fuck up out of here. Because that was rude.
and she says, excuse me, red flags. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
she looks at
Yeah.
Nina, and Nina says, I have no idea what is going on. Like the
Yeah.
family is coming in and the whole vibe has changed. And I was not told this. I'm not expecting this, right?
Yes.
So the parents come in and mom brings flowers and says, I would like to welcome you to our country and tell you that you are our family now. What?
No, that was just, it was almost like they had a mail order bride that had just arrived to the country that
Yes.
you already knew was going to marry him. But this girl
Yes.
is it's a date.
They are on two different shows. Two different shows.
Yes.
They have
Mm-hmm.
no idea what's happening. And so Salah leads his mom out of the restaurant and tells his mom, go away. You're going to drive me mad. You're go away. And then he says, I told you this morning, you have nothing to do with this. I don't even know if this is going to work or not. He really thinks he is there to meet his bride that's going to take him to the United States. And mom is like,
Yeah.
hello, I am here to welcome you to our home and our family.
Yeah.
Do you like to work at the restaurant? And she's like, I thought we were just going to have some hummus. I don't know what's happening. It
For
was
real.
wild.
Yeah. That was, it was just literally, you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there's so many things going on, but none of them are right.
No,
Like,
no.
sneak, just go, run fast as you can,
Nina
please.
and Miriam are giving each other like, are we? Because
They
Miriam's
were,
like,
yeah.
this is not good. So that's the end of the episode. And then we see next week on, we see that Mark goes on this like dune buggy date. Looks like they're driving dune buggies or something in the desert
Mm-hmm.
with a girl. And he says, he does think he would probably feel more comfortable with a girl with more life experience. Like 24 is pretty young. So the
Mm-hmm.
girl asks him, so how old are you? And he goes, wow, like, huh, you don't even know how old I am. Okay. And then she just looks at him. She's gorgeous, this girl.
Yes.
And he says, now, if you move to America, will you pay for half of our house together?
What is
What is
Mary
wrong?
Payne?
What's wrong with him?
He needs a lobotomy. Like, there is something majorly wrong with this guy. He needs an Arabic sugar mama. That's what he's looking for.
Or something.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
Susan goes on a date with a guy that seems to be a little super hot, but sort of dressed maybe like Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know what's going on there.
He's a musician, right? I'm assuming that's the
I think
musician
he's
that Juan was telling.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's on the date with this guy, and Juan tells us Susan thinks she's more open than she is, and now it's time to push her
Mm-hmm.
boundaries. So
Yeah,
I'm going to send her with this guy. And this guy says like she has walls up or something.
she does.
Natalie meets with Juan at a billiards place to play pool and tells him about the date with Stewar and was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God. And all of a sudden he's like taking his shirt off and trying to get sexy times. And then does he say here, because I rewound it twice, does he say, you can't have sex? And she goes, no, no. Is that what he said?
I don't know. I don't know. These are your moments like this. You're the one who catches it all. I don't know.
It seems like when she was saying like, oh my God, he like took his shirt off and was trying to get sexy times. And then he says, so you're not going to have basically like, so you're not going to have sex with anybody. And she's like, no, no, no.
That's gonna be hilarious if that's what he did say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl. So Salah comes back to the table with Stanika, Nina, and Miriam. And he says, I came to the restaurant against my parents' wishes. And Stanika is like, I just want to find out the truth of what just happened. But then
Right.
Salah takes Stanika on his motorcycle and does like a wheelie in the street. I didn't like that at all. That looked dangerous.
I said the same thing. I'm like, okay, I need a moped. I don't even want to ride on the back of a motorcycle. But when
No.
I'm like, oh no, we don't do that here. No, 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 no.
Yeah. Yeah. He says,
Yeah.
I came here against my parents' wishes. So I guess the parents followed him there and was like, now that the two of you have met in person, this means you have to get married. And that's why he's like, Mom, don't follow me, Mom. Yeah.
Gonna drive me mad. Yeah,
You're gonna
this
drive
date
me
needs to
mad.
end. Yeah, the date needs to end
Yeah.
soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bring back Nourredine or bring us somebody that's also like Nourredine. So at least she can see sort of what her range of choices are.
Nourredine
Um,
is the dude.
I know, but I don't want to find out that he's horrible and we missed it. And maybe we're loving him too much. You know, I don't want to
I
find that
think
out.
we'll all be heartbroken
Mm-hmm.
if that's the
Because he was
case.
cutie pants. And he
And he
didn't
was
wear
smooth, that
tiny
swag,
pants.
and no, he did not. No, 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 no tight
Not have
pants.
tiny
Yeah, yeah.
pants. He was
No,
dressed
no, no,
normally.
no.
He was dressed
Yeah.
like you do when you go on a date with a
On
woman
a
you've never
date.
met before. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well, Keisha, tell everybody what's
Yeah.
happening over on your latest episode of Libra Lounge.
Latest episode of Libra Lounge, which is out now. We
Hmm.
talk about Kim and Croy's divorce because the cops were called twice last week.
Yes.
We talk a little bit about The Little Mermaid.
Hmm.
Now, let me say this. If you hop over to listen to my show, it's raw, it's rude, it's raunchy, it's funny, but I am beyond blunt. So just prepare. It is rated X, I would say.
Okay.
Not for sex
So
though, just for a lot of other
no,
things.
no. So if you don't
Yeah.
want to hear that, then or just
It's not the show for you. It's not the
it's
show
not the show for you,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I think Keisha's very funny, and I think you listen to Keisha
Thank
here,
you.
you know she's very funny, but she is a little more
Raw and blunt.
raw,
Yeah,
raw and
yeah,
blunt over
most
there.
definitely.
Yeah,
We
and
like the full.
that's why we love
full.
Keisha. Yeah.
And what else do we talk about? Little Mermaid. Oh, we talk about all these old ass men having babies. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and we
Yes.
do a little bit of a recap of Honey Boo Boo, which is not Honey Boo Boo. It's Mama June. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Can you and I just quickly touch down on Kim McCroy because
Yeah. Absolutely.
what actually so the cops got called because he put like her wigs and purses in a safe because she said they were approved to be sold on the website. And she said, no, I'm going to need that wig because I'm going out tonight. Like what happened?
So the problem is they can't stand each other at this point, and they're still living underneath the same roof.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awkward enough. They're each too broke to probably go out and find their own place right now. So
Yeah, sure.
Croy actually called the police first because he couldn't get Kim out of the bathroom. I'm like, okay, if I'm living
Don't
with
y'all
some
have
bitch and I
three
can't.
bathrooms?
They have like 17,000 So that one just doesn't make sense. But he called the cops. And when the cops arrived, he was like, yeah. And she also punched me in the back of the head. And the cops were like, look, you guys got kids here. Y'all need to get along. So then
Kids
she
were all
calls the
watching
cops.
all this, right? And they're like
Probably
12,
so.
like
Yeah,
12
they're
young
little kids.
little,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then she calls the cops because apparently she wasn't given access to this room, closet, or whatever that has like all of her designer purses and all that stuff. And you got to remember, she's trying to sell all that shit right now.
Mhm.
But what also has happened is that she made a post saying that right now they're not selling anything on Bierman's Closet. She'll be back with updates soon. I think Corey was doing all the work for the Bierman's
She doesn't know how to
Closet.
do that.
She
She doesn't
doesn't
know
know
how to
any
do
of that.
that.
She can't do a website. And I think he said, you know what? I'm going to cut this off for you guys right now. But Kim's doing the absolute most with just, she's being over the top, Kim. The filters that she's using, like for her videos to make herself look skinny, it's just all so
It's always
much.
been that way. It's like, again, it's sort of the same like we just said about Nathaly. Like, you look a certain way, why do you
Hmm.
feel the need to filter yourself so heavily when
So heavily. I don't get
what
it.
you look
I,
like is
yeah.
it's many people's goal of what they would love to look like, you know?
And it's
So I
just
don't get it.
unrealistic. But she's also
Yes,
forgetting that we watched her for several seasons on the Atlanta Housewives and on Don't Be Tardy. Like, we know what you look like, Kim. Kim was
right.
at her prime during the first 2 or 3 seasons of Don't Be Tardy. And then she just went crazy with the plastic surgeries, the lip injections, the fillers. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And her girls are following in her same footsteps with all of these procedures, which is really, really sad to me because they were cute. They were
Well,
cute.
at some point, you have to be able to afford all that, and that stuff doesn't come cheap. And
I
if
don't
you
think
broke,
they're getting anything right now. I don't. They're looking for free services, and so right now, a lot of people that follow the show, they're like, "She's going to start an OnlyFans. Watch. What else can she do?
yeah. But
Unless Andy gives her a job."
I mean, what do we need to see that we haven't already seen? I mean, we've seen everything except
Exactly.
areola on her. So I mean,
And I think I've seen a little bit of that before in one of her like low tops. It's just a little bit of a
probably,
pop up. Yeah. So
probably.
yeah, I wish this was all being filmed so bad. Like, I'm willing to pay for my own camera crew to go to their house and film all of this. I'm like, I want to see everything, everything, guys. So yeah,
You hear that,
that's what's
Andy
going on with
Cohen?
them.
Keisha's willing to fund it. Yeah.
Yes, I am. Don't tell James that, but yes, I am fully ready to use all of producer James's money to get a camera crew and go to Georgia and film all of this. Okay, I'm going to be the executive producer of that. Yeah,
A lot of podcasters, and stuff, Bravo podcasters, have been saying like, if they're not getting this, then they're stupid. Like, if they haven't
I
gotten cameras
agree.
up, they're dumb. Yeah.
I agree
So
100%. Yes,
they were able to get it back up within one day for the scandal ball. So maybe for this they can. Yeah, but it's
I
sad.
hope
It is
so.
sad because they do have those little kids there, and
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
4 little kids under the age of 12 having to witness this BS.
And then, she's like, Georgia is a no cell phone in hand while you're driving state. And she's constantly posting, and I had someone verify that. And she's constantly posting these videos while she's driving. Literally, uh, she's snapping her fingers with her right hand while she's driving. Then she's
Mhm.
got a phone and I guess her pinky finger on the steering wheel because she's recording herself singing these songs. But she's got kids in the back. People have actually been tagging the police department that's in her jurisdiction. Like, something's going to happen to these poor kids. You need to stop this woman. But so far, nothing has happened. So guess we'll stay tuned.
Wow. Well,
Yes.
I don't even know what's what, but I think I'm Team Croy.
We
Um,
all are. We
yeah,
all are. Yeah.
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 It's when you put the little kids into it, you're like, all right, let's, and the dogs in the garage and the whole, come on now,
It's just she don't care about
Sell-
anyone but herself.
start selling off that shit and get some money to pay these debts, and then, eh, you
She
know,
ain't selling anything because she's got dirty teeny shoes on there for sale, and she's got her smoke infested wigs that have been on her head, and she's selling them for like $2,000.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Those
think
wigs,
so.
those wigs do
Yeah,
look good. Those wigs are pretty.
but I don't want any. I don't want a wig that's been on Wig's head.
Bye, wig.
Bye, wig.
Oh God. All right. Well, everybody make sure you follow Keisha's podcast. You can find it wherever you get podcasts, The Libra Lounge with
Yeah.
Keisha, and
Hmm.
also on the Instagram at
Hmm.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. You can find us over there as well, Pink Shade Pod.
Hmm.
And, just again, begging you guys to follow us. I've done some funny reels and TikToks and things in the last week. And I
Hmm.
did a reel this week where I took a stand on my white nail polish. I'm not letting Ton Sandoval ruin white nail polish for me. I'm not. I'm
He
going to
ruined
keep
it,
wearing.
right?
I'm doing it. I'm
Is
going
it
to wear my
that?
white nail polish. He can't stop me.
He's
I'm going
not
to do
the
it.
owner of white nail polish. He's
No, he's
not.
not.
Mm-mm.
I know he's not. So if somebody wants to sponsor me, I'll take that too. All right, everybody. I will be back at you tomorrow with Kimberly of A Date with Dateline talking before the 90 days premiere. And Thursday, I've got Julie and Brandy on to talk about episode 3 of the Vanderpump Rules reunion. And then, of course, I've got Kimberly over on Supercast. Kimberly and Katie of Date with Dateline. We're doing Jewish matchmaking over on Supercast, and over on Pink Shade Prime, which is Supercast and Patreon, I am with Amy Archer doing 90 Day Love in Paradise. So that's what's going on. Oh, and also I'm going to be on Amy Phillips' podcast this week talking about Queen Maker, which I believe is a Netflix documentary. That's what's
Queen
happening.
Maker?
Queen Maker. It's like about how you make an it girl, like Tinsley
Oh.
Mortimer and these Paris Hilton, these it girls. It's like
Oh, that's
that.
right up my alley right there. I may have to check it out because I want to be a
Queen.
queen. I want to be a
I'd like
queen.
I'd like to be an it girl, but I think it's too late. I
Me
think you've
too.
got to be in your 20s. About
Look,
30 years too late.
then we'll start it all anew. Talking about influencers and queens starting at age 40 and up. That's
That's
us.
right. That's right.
Yes.
Look at us. All right. Thanks, Keisha. I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.